Hello, welcome to Dan's Origami. In this video I'm going to show you how to make one of these, a little fish. This one kind of looks like Dory, and you can see there I've made it look like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by cutting down an A4 piece of paper so it's a square. Now this piece of paper is roughly 21 centimeters by 21 centimeters. Now I've marked this sheet up as well so you can see it quite clearly what I'm doing. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half across the centre, like that. So now it's half the size, and then we're going to unfold that. So we've got a nice crease down the middle there. Now we're going to fold the top to the bottom. So we've got our second fold. So now we've got a cross in the centre. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold the top two corners along these lines, so the point is in the centre. So we'll fold this over here, put it there, squish that flat, and then the same thing here, so we put that point into the centre and we put that flat as well. So now the two top ones are on the top. Now we're going to turn the whole thing over and do the same thing but with the bottom two. So we're going to fold this corner into the centre and squish that flat. I'm going to fold this corner into the centre and squish that flat. So on both sides we have two flaps on the opposite sides. Now once you've done that, it's going to, this piece of paper is exactly the same as before, it's just got two folds on one side and two folds on the other, but I've got some different lines. Now these two lines are where we're going to do our next two folds, but this one's a bit more difficult. Instead of just folding it, we've got to lift it and fold it at the same time. Now where we do this fold is the centre to the edge, it's the middle of both of those. So we're going to fold this edge to this halfway line just here. But when we do that, there's going to be a flap. So we've got this flap on the left side, and on the back there'll be the flap on the right hand side. Now what we want to do is we don't want to fold this flap. So when we fold this over, that flap should come with it. You do that on both sides, on the top and on the bottom. So we're going to fold this one over now, but we're going to let the underneath flap come through. So the two flaps that were on the bottom are now on the top, and we've got this square here, and we've got this shape that looks like the end of a tie. Now this square here, along this centre line here, we're going to fold the whole thing over. So we fold that over like that, and we squish this flat. Now that is the complete model, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the hard fold again on this piece of paper. So we've got two flaps on the left hand side on the top, and we'll have two flaps on the right hand side underneath. But what we want to do is we want to fold this back line here, the opposite side to the flap, to the centre line, but without folding the underneath piece, like that. So we'll do that first one and squish that flat, and then we'll turn it round and we'll do the same thing again. So we've got our top flap here, and we've got our edge line here. Now this edge line is going to go to the centre. We fold that up, so to our centre line, and then we squish that flat, and now you can see we've got the same shape as we had before. We've got our square and we've got our end of our tie shape just here. The same as before, we've got the centre line here for our square, and we're going to fold the whole thing over and then push that flat. So if we turn this over, you can see we've got a very familiar shape, and all we need to do now is draw a little face on it. So we're going to put a really big smile and a nice big eye. And we might have a little fin here, and some, whatever you'd like to do. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. There should be a button about here.